From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the latest stories we are covering at this hour. In the small town of Alpena, Michigan, population 10,197, an obsession with pornographic LGBTQ plus library materials has rewarded two conservative activists with seats on the board that determines official library policy, according to Book Riot. Campaigns to ban the coming of age memoir All Boys Aren't Blue and a dozen other books that parents' rights advocates have deemed grooming materials landed the two longtime book challengers and public comment speakers, Tracy Collins and Julie Burns, with appointments to the Board of Library Trustees by county officials allied with their book banning efforts. The two conservative activists joined the board after a years-long campaign that saw multiple resignations from the library and the board overseeing it. Public attacks on library staff and threats from religious activists and county commissioners to defund the library entirely if their demands weren't met. Burns met with newly hired library director Deborah Greenacre and assistant director Jessica Luther in 2023 to complain about All Boys Aren't Blue, George M. Johnson's queer coming-of-age story that has become a favorite target among right-wing book banning groups. Burns had earlier demanded the book be relocated out of the teen book section, but was rebuffed. She filed a formal request with a new director, but was again told the book wouldn't be relocated. Incensed, Burns filed an appeal, this time stating that her request was at the behest of a previously unknown parents' rights group she called STAC, or Save the Alpena Children. Now, in response to inquiries from the Board of Trustees, Director Greenacre provided an updated collection management policy to explain how decisions are made on where to place collection materials, citing age-appropriate guidance from publishers and their own research. The board responded by deleting the entire section on intellectual freedom in the proposed new collection development policy, opening the door to the moving or banning of books in the collection unilaterally, a function explicitly prohibited in trustee bylaws. The next month, a petition began circulating in Alpena, sponsored by the local Shoreline Church, where Collins's husband is pastor. The petition expressed shock that children could browse the local library unattended and encounter books the church deemed pornographic. We just started checking into it and realizing that any child walking up would see those books and then be exposed to things that, if somebody gave those books to our kids on the street, well, they would be called groomers and people who are preparing kids for sexual exploits, Collins' husband told the Alpena News. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Little Marco issued a one flag policy on Tuesday this week, which will allow 3 flags to be flown at U.S. outposts: the U.S. flag, the POW MIA flag, and the Hostages and Wrongful Detainees flag. The right-wing Free Beacon reports. Starting immediately, only the United States of America flag is authorized to be flown or displayed at U.S. facilities, both domestic and abroad, and featured in U.S. government content, the order states, according to the Free Beacon. The flag of the United States of America united all Americans under the universal principles of justice, liberty, and democracy. These values, which are the bedrock of our country, are shared by all American citizens, past and present. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, celebrated the ban. "I'm not tired of winning," she posted to X, referring to Donald Trump's 2016 promise that we're going to win so much you're going to be sick and tired of winning. Lord knows the rest of us are. Rainbow flags flying at embassies has been a point of contention for years between Republican and Democratic administrations, with Democrats arguing that the U.S. has a duty to promote human rights abroad, while Republicans oppose considering LGBTQ plus people's rights as human rights. Go figure. In 2023, House Republicans proposed a bill to ban rainbow flags and Black Lives Matter banners at embassies, with Representative Greene calling such symbols "Hate America" flags in a statement. President Biden's State Department has already raised a flag over our embassies that doesn't represent the vast majority of Americans, she said. Her statement went on to say that BLM is a radical Marxist group and domestic terrorists who want to bring mass destruction to our country through communism. Jesus fucking Christ, are we back in the 1950s already? During Trump's first term, then Secretary Mike Pompeo, ordered the U.S. Embassy in Seoul, South Korea to remove a rainbow pride flag and the Black Lives Matter banner from the exterior of its chancery. The embassy said it had hung the Black Lives Matters flag to show solidarity and support for the fight against racial injustice and police brutality as we strive to be a more inclusive and just society. Yeah, whatever. In June 2019, Trump's State Department forbade at least 4 requests from U.S. embassies worldwide seeking to fly the rainbow flag during Pride Month. But embassies defied Trump and flew pride flags without permission anyway. Vice President Mike Pence later defended the administration's ban, saying that only American flags should fly outside embassies, this coming from a man that was nearly hanged on January 6th, 2021. For more information about these stories or others that we cover, turn to the PEP Radio page on the Pennsylvania Equality Project website, paequality.com. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you when you're on the go. I'm David Moore, and that's the news at this hour. Now back to more music here on PEP Radio.